Hi, in this video, I would like to give you some feedback that can help you improve your paper. If you pay close attention to this feedback, you will be able to significantly improve the rest of the papers because they all have the same exact format. Now, before I go into the specifics, I just want to share with you that in this class, we're going to be learning facts. However, I'm also interested in helping you reconcile many of your prior personal beliefs, and some of your personal beliefs may remain outside of the scope of this class, and that's fine. But if you want to integrate some of those ideas into the scope of what we cover in terms of lifespan development, and you want to integrate that into your papers, then I'm going to help you figure out how perhaps some of those ideas need to be reevaluated and brought into the overlap so that you see how they are supported by research. So I'll tell you and I'll give you more examples of that pretty soon. So again, all of our papers have three components. You're going to be first identifying concepts, then reflecting on your prior knowledge, and then finally synthesizing by building connections across those domains. Now, when it comes to concepts, just look at key vocabulary that you find in the chapters that you want to integrate to analyze the videos or podcasts that I use to help you apply the content. And make sure that you are using that content by fully identifying the concept and paraphrasing the definition accurately with all of the subcomponents of the definition. Make sure that your concepts, theory, and facts are accurate and are fully described. So again, first you're going to identify concepts and facts and theory, and then that is going to help you begin to understand the content a little bit more in depth. So for example, a student wrote in relation to the first podcast, the twins were raised in a different level of socioeconomic status. Now, notice that this particular definition here, the student didn't just drop SES, but she went on to define exactly what SES is, including the three components of SES, which include education, income, and social class. And then the student goes on to apply the concept without assuming that the concept is just something that you can just drop. Again, the key here is that the student is able to define the concept by fleshing out the multiple components of the concept's definition in her own words. Now, the next section is prior knowledge, and this is where you get to describe your own personal experiences, emotions, perceptions, attitudes, beliefs. But most importantly, I want you to keep notes and reflect, and then think of any aha moments, anytime you have realizations, and then describe those connections. So a student wrote, even though I am not a twin, this podcast helped me realize how much I do have in common with my mom and how different I am from my brother. In a way, my brother has more of my dad's personality because he's more disciplined, introverted, and stubborn. I'm more like my mom because I'm more of a free-spirited type of person and that likes to share and feels that enjoys social events. So, and then finally, in the synthesis area, you can describe how your knowledge is now being challenged, expanded, or reorganized by making sure that you connect the dots. You use descriptive language that helps you, put together both the conceptual and then the prior knowledge areas of this assignment. So a student wrote, I always thought that twins were much more different type of people because I am not a twin, and twins don't run in my family. However, I was able to realize that you don't have to be a twin to realize that you do share a lot of genetic traits with the people of your family. So that's one way in which the student was able to learn about twins and monozygotic, dizygotic twins, genotype, phenotype, perhaps genetic, environmental correlations. So all of those things as facts. Maybe the student used to think that twins were very unique, but now she was able to recognize that in a way, you don't have to be a twin in order to share genetic traits with people in your family. So that would be a way in which you can synthesize, reorganize the information. So those are the different elements that I'm looking for that you should be able to demonstrate. So just to recap, identifying concepts, paraphrasing definitions, describing what you used to know prior to coming to this class, but then reorganizing everything in a way that helps me have a clear sense that you do recognize and that you can describe your learning process in this class.